Let me tell you a story, not just of betrayal, but of a woman who danced between fire and shadow, a tale stitched with secrets the Bible forgot. This is Delilah, the valley's daughter, as you've never heard her.
In the Valley of Sorek, where Israelite prayers tangled with Philistine war drums, a child was born to a mother who died whispering her name, Delilah. Night, they called her, for her hair flowed black as midnight, and her eyes, sharp as a hawk's, held the glint of 1,000 stars. Raised by a grandmother who wove tapestries of forgotten kings, Delilah learned young that beauty was a blade, and silence a shield. Her father? A ghost. Some claimed he was a Philistine mercenary, others swore he was an Israelite trader who drowned in the valley's river. Delilah cared little. By 10, she sold figs to soldiers from both sides, her laughter sweet as dates, her mind tallying their weaknesses. Watch their hands, not their tongues, her grandmother warned. Men's fists clench before they lie. At 15, she was a storm in a linen dress. Tall, with hips that swayed like the valley's wheat and a voice that melted winter frost. Philistine captains brought her ivory combs, Israelite shepherds penned her bad poetry. She accepted their gifts but kept her heart caged. Love is a fool's trade, she'd say, pocketing silver for secrets. Then came Samson. Oh, you know his name, Samson the brute, who tore lions apart barehanded and set Philistine fields ablaze with torches tied to foxes' tails. He arrived in Sorek like a summer storm, his beard wild, his laughter shaking the olive trees. They met at the market. Delilah, haggling over saffron, turned to find him looming, a mountain of muscle and sweat, his unshorn hair knotted like vines. "You're taller than the tales," she said, unflinching. "And you're prettier than the devils in my dreams," he shot back, tossing her a lion's tooth on a leather cord. Their courtship was a duel. He brought her honeycomb stolen from Philistine hives, she gifted him riddles that left him scowling. He'd brag of his strength, she'd smirk, a strong man's easy to find. A clever one? Now that's rare. Nights, he'd drink wine and roar of his god, she'd sip pomegranate juice and count the coins beneath her floorboards. The Philistine lords noticed. 5 of them, cloaked in purple, cornered her at the river. 1,100 silver coins each, they hissed. Find his secret. Delilah tilted her head, feigning indifference, but her pulse quickened. Silver meant freedom. A life beyond the valley's dust. A woman's safety lies in her purse, her grandmother had warned. What followed was a masterclass in manipulation. First night, "Tell me your secret, Samson," she whispered, tracing his jaw. "What if enemies bind you?" He grinned. 7 bowstrings couldn't hold me. She tied him as he slept. Philistines burst in at dawn, but Samson snapped the cords like thread. Second night, "You lied," she wept, tears glistening. "If you loved me, you'd trust me." Guilt-ridden, he offered, new ropes fresh from the forge would do it. Again, he broke free. Delilah smashed a jug, shards grazing his cheek. "Your heart is as false as your words." Third night, she wove his hair into her loom, humming a lullaby her grandmother once sang. "Stay still, my love," she cooed. He obliged, drunk on wine and her perfume. But when Philistines attacked, he yanked the loom from the wall, beams splintering. Delilah's tears this time were real, fury, not fear. Fourth night, she turned her back, voice trembling. "You'll never be more than a brute to me." Pride wounded, Samson cracked, he surrendered. "My strength. It's in my hair. A vow to God." Delilah paused. Did she glimpse the man beneath the legend? Or see only the silver? As he slept, she sheared his locks herself, her hands steady but her breath shallow. "Forgive me," she murmured, to him or herself. The rest, you know, blinded Samson, the temple fallen, thousands dead. But Delilah? She vanished. Some say she took her silver and fled to Egypt, where no one knew her name. Some say she built a vineyard in Moab, her beauty untouched by time. Others whisper she died in the temple's rubble, her scream lost in Samson's final roar. But in Sorek, old women tell another tale, that she bore twins, a boy and a girl, their cries as fierce as their father's. They say she raised them in a hidden cave, teaching them to read stars, not scriptures. Never rely on a man's strength, she'd warn. not even your father's. Delilah's name became a curse, a synonym for treachery, but her story transcends seductress. She was a survivor in a world that offered two choices: submission or subversion. Her intelligence dissected empires, her beauty masked a strategist's mind. Yet her greatest weapon was understanding men's fatal flaw. They saw her heart as a conquest, never a fortress. In the Valley of Sorek, old women still warn daughters, be Delilah, sharp as a blade, sweet as stolen wine. But never let them cut your hair.